Hi, my name's Marty Jordan, and I was given the job as the practice manager for the Superior Healthcare Group, and they recently got a new system for electronic patient prescriptions, e-prescribing for pharmacies, and the system was having a problem, and it recently wouldn't let them send prescriptions, so the doctors had to call them in, and doctors usually get mad when they have to go and do extra work. So they told me they wanted me to try to figure out why. And so I used the troubleshooting process that was found in our textbook by Ciampa and Revels, to do this and to troubleshoot the process. And then I am going to explain that right now. So the troubleshooting process by those authors are: step one, you identify the system malfunctions or the symptoms. Step two, you generate a list of possible causes based on existing knowledge, research, or previous experience. Step three, you collect additional data, and by process of elimination, you try to determine the primary cause. And then step four, you test a solution to the problem, and then confirm that the problem has been solved. So what I did first was I searched through all of the error logs, and I found these following messages. So those were the three messages. The first one was, I assumed that it was um, 07 incorrect script error, number 34 PVD format. And then number two was a procedural error, and then that was the item number 3212, and schedule ones are not allowed. And then number three was procedural error number 3245, and then that was not in the formulary. So then step two, I would generate a list of possible causes based on existing knowledge, research, or previous experience. So what I would do in this case was I would create a fault diagram for each entry and then divide the problems into smaller domains and work backwards. So I would divide prescription 1 into 07, and then break it up into incorrect script error number 34, rect PBD. And so then what I did was I looked in the computer manual to see if there was a legend for computer error messages, and I didn't find that. I would do a literature search for common errors related to e-prescribing, and so I did that, and I read the textbook, and the textbook said that you need to make sure that you check and make sure it was entered correctly, make sure there were no errors in the demographics, make sure that the insurance information was entered correctly. So I did all that. Um, and then I would also call the pharmacy and see if they had any suggestions to see why it was declined. Because I also did a literature search on Google related to e-prescribing, and I looked in the actual computer the computer program website, and it wasn't very helpful. So then prescription number two, I broke it up into procedure error number 3212, and then schedule one not allowed. And I looked up in the legend again to see if there was procedure error number 3212, and then to see if there was schedule one not allowed, and it wasn't in there either. I looked up for number three, P procedure error 3245. I assume that's telling me what it's documenting, the procedure errors, and then that one says and not in formulary. Since I'm a nurse practitioner, I'm making an assumption here that the prescription number two was for a Schedule 1 drug, and those you cannot send electronically, but I don't know that because this is not a real situation. And then number three, I did read this in Ciampi and Revell, that if you prescribe something that's not on the formulary, it's going to be kicked out. And I know working in places that medication formularies change like with the fiscal year, and so that may be the doctor wants to prescribe something that's not in the formulary, and so they're going to have to change that. So step 3 then would be I would try to re-enter all the prescriptions to make sure that none of the demographics were entered incorrectly, and then the same time I'd make sure the billing information was correct. So then, since nothing worked so far, I'm going to call the sales associate who sold us the software system, and so I tried to do that, and all I got was a voicemail. And so that did not work. So number 4, I tested all the problems with what my knowledge base was, and so I would further escalate the problem to the designated technical support for further assistance. So sometimes the technical support is in my organization, sometimes it's related to the um, company that you purchased the software from. So I would find out who that was, and then I would call them. So this is the end of my screencast, and I used my reference for this presentation was our textbook, and this was Mark Ciampi and Mark Ravel's Introduction to Health Information Technology, the first edition. Thank you. Have a nice day.